This is Daniel. When he was 9 months old, his mother and father noticed he wasn't developing the same way his older sister had.
He wasn't doing anything. He wasn't rolling over. He wasn't even crawling at 9 months, which every kid usually crawls around that age.
So they brought him to his pediatrician.
Sometimes when a child comes in and they have a problem, it's very obvious right away and there's no question about it.
Say, ah.
Dr. Wendy Gladstone, a pediatrician at Exeter Pediatrics, tells families about the Richie McFarland Children's Center and makes a referral.
We've known them for so long. They do such a great job of not just taking care of the immediate medical and developmental concerns, but they really look at the whole family and see what is it like to be impacted by a question about your child's development, worries about what the diagnosis might be, and how to help a family provide the best support they can at home in addition to what we do medically and what the center does for developmental concerns.
Daniel gets occupational therapy at home as well as in the Richie playgroup.
We're exploring new sensory experiences and working on some fine motor activities, drawing in the shaving cream. And Daniel's learning how it tastes, which is yucky, huh? It tastes yucky.
After 27 years, you really get to know another agency well, and you learn what are their strengths in particular. The Richie McFarland Center is not just focused on the narrow definition of what they're there for, which is to provide a service to children who need it. It looks at the family functioning as a whole in the context of the stress of having a child with a developmental problem.
Developmental delays can happen for a number of reasons: family history, physical impairments such as vision or hearing loss, or medical conditions like cerebral palsy or Down syndrome. That was the case with Kathy's son, Ethan.
We had little Ethan in December 2 years ago and didn't know that he had Down syndrome until the day after he was born, and it came as very much of a surprise to us.
Ready?
It's almost like we were in this dark tunnel when it started. And then there was a faint light at the end, and we knew it was going to be a hopeful thing. And then this hand came along and said, "We know what we're doing. Come with us. We'll work together. You know, tell us what you need. We'll tell you what we can provide for you." And that was so helpful for us. At that point, kind of some of the shock had died down and subsided, and we were just starting to love our little boy. He's very, very easy to love.
Families come to us at a very vulnerable time.
Peggy Small-Porter is the director of the Richie McFarland Children's Center.
We've been in existence for 35 years, and we've delivered services to thousands of families.
One of those families is the Sorensens. Their son Kyle was born prematurely at only 26 weeks.
We're only here because of the early development that Kyle was able to get at those critical first years that gave him the opportunity to, in fact, get to where he is today. We're now reaping the benefits of him getting those early services and getting them at those critical early development age.
We know that the services that we deliver are effective. There's lots of research to back that up. We know that we're pretty economical in our ability to make a difference. And our goal is to secure $500,000 in our endowment campaign to provide services to children who don't meet the eligibility criteria for subsidized services. So children who are only 20% delay or 25% delay that aren't eligible for early supports and services have nowhere to go if they don't have the resources to pay for therapy services.
Little star, how I wonder what you are.
Through the hard work of Ethan's entire family and the expert guidance from the Richie staff, Ethan is learning new skills and getting ready for school.
It is absolutely significant, the amount of help that a child receives from an early intervention program.
Susan Curtis is the special education coordinator for the town of Exeter.
When a child enters our program or comes here from early intervention, there is a significant difference. There's so much work that's already been done with the family. They've received tremendous amount of education and support about all domains of child development. So I see the dynamic between Richie McFarland and our early intervention services as being a very strong, interconnected continuum for a child and for a family.
These programs can only continue with support from the community. Professional investment advisor and longtime supporter of Richie McFarland, Lori Chandler understands the value of investing in Richie.
More and more, when individuals, and myself included, look at making a donation to any kind of a nonprofit organization, it matters that there are actual statistics that prove that there's a reason, that there's a value in making this investment. You know, the federal grants and unfortunately the budgetary cuts, that it's just that much tighter. So seeing an organization that is so results-oriented, it's nice to be able to see that you're not only doing well for your community, but you're also seeing true statistical or tangible results, which I like to see as an investor.
Early intervention, to me, is one of the most difficult areas to work in as a pediatric therapist.
Joanne Brooks donates her time as a board member of Richie, and her employer, the Portsmouth Regional Hospital, donates as well.
They identify areas that, help the community. And so, of course, when children are involved, it's a very important thing to all of us because that's our future.
Few people understand the importance of building a brighter future for children and families than Miriam Stahl, longtime advocate and former director of the center.
The earlier that we intervene in a child's life with the things that they need, the greater the possibility for that child reaching their potential. And so the thinking that you can take this up 2 years down the road when funding gets renewed is completely erroneous, because this child then is 2 years older. Now there will be more children, there will always be the children, but the missed opportunities are just, it's not acceptable.